Shams Hoque. I've got a bigger name, but I've made it short. I've done a PhD on linguistics very recently. Please don't ask my age. I'm an associate professor in the university called Daffodil International University in Dhaka, which has about 25,000 students. And I'm the head of the Department of English. Prior to joining this university, I taught English language in England and taught English children English for about 25 years. And the range of my children age is from 12 years to 25 years because I've taught in different institutions. Finally, I had done a CELTA in Cambridge where I taught multinational students as a trainee tutor of English. And after that, I decided to come back to Bangladesh to do something for my future generation. If you did not know, and you should not know, I've got one fact of being proud of, which is I was lucky to be around, I don't want to say, to be around an age when I could join the war between Pakistan, India, and Bangladesh in 1971. So my friends, it's a tiny gentleman teaching English, but you are speaking to a war veteran. War veteran, quote unquote, is a very respectable term in the Western countries. And since I said about the 1971 war, through you, my friends, can you send my salute to the late Mrs. Indira Gandhi, and also salute to the people of whole India who then in 1971 gave us shelter for about 95,000 people. No. Yes, 90,000. It's more than that. About 1 crore people went to India. And Indian government and people gave them shelters, food, support. And as a freedom fighter, I got armed from the Indian government to fight against the Pakistani regime. So that's the most important pride symbol of pride in my life. And the second most important pride in my life is I was lucky to travel the whole world, and I was lucky to teach in quite a few universities of different countries, including Malaysia, Spain, Turkey, and England. Now I'm teaching in Bangladesh and enjoying it thoroughly because I believe my students are getting much benefit from this poor man. Now, ladies and gentlemen, don't ask my age. You can just imagine a man fought in a war about 50 years ago. And before that, that man was a uni student. That's me, Shams. Call me Shams. You don't have to call me sir. It's Shams is good enough. Now, ladies and gentlemen, my very kind participants, I know you can't talk because if you do talk, I won't hear because you are muted. I will continue my presentation in a very, very simple way. Now I'm asking Sandeep, I'm unmuting you. Sandeep, can you hear me, Sandeep?
Of course, sir. Very clear, loud and clear.
Sandeep, up to now, given a deliberation for about 5 minutes, was it okay for you to understand?
Of course, sir. You are very close to, you have very close to India. And
All right, but
getting a link
was
with the language is good, sir. Everyone can understand.
Okay. Was it simple to understand?
It's simple to understand, sir.
I'm trying to make it simpler. So hold on to that. I'm muting you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the topic, thanks go to Professor Saikia and Madam Patricia Saikia, the founder of Eudoxia, founders actually, and organizer of this Oram 2020. These two people, I know they love me. Prof. Saikia, don't get jealous now. You love me too, and I love you all. They have forced me to this, and I have to deliberate. Now, today's topic is research method and methodology. And I don't know anything about it, but I'll try and present the topic in a very, very simple way. Now, put your hand up if you know a bit of research. Anybody, if you want to. No, Sandeep knows it. Anyway, then you've got so simple things to come up in your way. Now, the topic is research method and methodology. And a workshop organized, online workshop organized internationally by Oram 2020 from Assam, India. You can read the quotation, my very favorite one. Imagination is more important than knowledge. And incidentally, a researcher has got to have a very deep imagination. Without imagination, a researcher will find it difficult to find his research problem or her research problem and formulate, design their research questions and methodologies to carry on the research. So imagination, take this message, please. We have got to be imaginative. And I believe, at least Sandeep looks like an imaginative person. Thank you, Sandeep. Now, the second slide says a simple definition of method. And don't worry, it's not me. A part of me is there, but it's borrowed from the dictionary and some other sources. If I may read that, can you read that, Sandeep? Can you read? Can you read this slide there? Naveen, can you read the slide? Naveen, can you read the slide? Naveen, can you read the slide? I can't hear you. Anyway, let me read for you. A research method is a particular way of studying or investigating or inquiring about something, either an issue or a problem you face in the society or in your field of work or any phenomenon concerning the human society or your work or even a tree, a plant, our food processing system, whatever. And we do that in order to discover new information, new knowledge. And the main thing of a research is new knowledge. That's why it is research. If you can't find any new knowledge, that's not research. That new knowledge is your contribution, either in a small study or in a large scale study like PhD. Now, how do we conduct research? We have some instruments, but there are many. Initially, long ago, during my father's time, this was questionnaire survey. Questionnaire survey. You frame a questionnaire, 10 questions, 20 questions, 30 questions of different type concerning your problem. And then you take it to people, they fill it up, and you analyze it, sort it first, and then analyze it. That's questionnaire survey. Then we have, during the progress of research ideas all over the world, that questionnaire survey was mainly quantitative research. They used numbers, less number, medium-sized number, big-sized number of people responded in many different ways, in many categories. But soon, another group of people, researchers, they came up with other ideas of qualitative research. And that was mainly for social sciences like literature. And the instrument we used, qualitative research, included first study literature review. But then gradually other instruments were discovered like interview, open interview, semi-structured interview. You or your employed research associate sit in front of your selected people, selected participants, and through a questionnaire, they go on a discussion and they keep record, they audio it, they video it, they write it down, field notes. That's interview, observation. We do sometimes observe lessons being delivered, works being done in different offices, in universities, and we keep a checklist that's called rubric, and we tick, 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 and then sort the data, etc., etc. We have other good instruments for qualitative research, which I like. One I like most is focus group discussion. For example, if I do, in fact, for my PhD, I've done a focus group discussion as well. A focus group discussion is a small group of people. But say we have 20 people or 10 people in that focus group discussion, FGD, and those 20 people do not come from the same profession, do not come from the same vocation. For example, my PhD is on communicative language teaching in Bangladesh at primary level. And my focus group discussion had 2 Thana education officers. You understand Thana education officers? Sandeep? Education officer in charge of a Thana, a police station area, small sub-district. And we had 2 headmasters of primary schools. We had 2 CLT teachers who are trained. We had 2 non-CLT teachers who are not trained. We had 2 experts on CLT in that focus group. We had 2 laymen, like guardians or parents of students. So all of them are stakeholders for the CLT business, CLT education in Bangladesh. And the focus group discussion was a success. good information, data we pull through. So these are the instruments, major instruments you can use in your research. And now, what is a research methodology? And I'm reading it. Research methodology is the process used to collect information and data for the purpose of making business decisions or finding missing knowledge on any issues and phenomena or solution to a problem. That is methodology. How do we reach how? With what process do we reach to a solution of a problem, research problem? That how is the main keyword for methodology. How do we conduct the research? That is the methodology. Do we have questionnaire survey? Yes. Do we have focus group discussion? Yes. Do we have workshop? Yes. Do we categorize the sorted out data? Yes. And how do we categorize them? And then do we analyze the data? Do we discuss what we found out through these data, different categories? And then we make our own conclusion involving recommendation and scope for further research. That's methodology. And the methodology may include one or more than one of published research, or they include interviews, surveys, FGD, or simply review of literature. You have a lot of research article on your insurance. Why insurance is not taking good height in India? So there are published research articles on that. You dig them out, download them, read them, keep notes, and link it with your research problem. Why? And your research questions. If I may go to the next slide, and I'll go very quick now. Find a topic. What do you want to research? When do you want to research? Formulate questions. What are your questions? What answers do you want to find from your research? Then define your population. Who do you want to interview? Who do you want to use as your samples to collect data and information for your research? That's sampling your data. And which location you want to do your research at? Is it going to be in Maharashtra? Is it going to be a city like Delhi? Or is it going to be Gwalpara of Assam, a village area? So location is important as well. You should discuss with your participants. And through this method, you gather evidence. How? Implementation of your administration of your research question survey, or through a workshop, or through an FGD. And when you got all your data together, remember, you will need at least 3 to 4 big tables to keep your papers in rows, in different categories. And your notes. Don't forget to keep notes on your reference. Always keep the reference. Anything you read, any article you read, any book you read, keep the reference, the name of the book, the name of the article, the name of the researcher, the date of publication, the name of the publisher, and also, if you can, the page number, which are important for you. And then you interpret your evidence, and then tell people through writing an article or a research book what you found. Did you find your answers to the questions? If you did, very good. Now, if you did not find the answer to your questions, do you have to worry? Not if you have to worry. Sandeep, do you have to worry? If you don't find the answers? No. Even not finding the answer is your research. There is no answer to your questions. That is also a valid research. So don't worry about the findings. It may go against you. It may go in your way. But there are some tricks. There are researchers in the world, especially in America, maybe now in India, sorry. They can manipulate data and they're selling well. Please don't do that. This is God's job. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or Bhagavan or God Almighty, they have entrusted us human beings with responsibility of being truthful to the knowledge, because knowledge comes from Him, from the Almighty, the Creator, and we cannot really play up with that knowledge giving things. We cannot tell lies and say we have found this. People will believe us because we are researchers, and that will be a sin, immoral, and in the research language, unethical idea. Don't do that, please. My next slide. Topic 1, topic ideas 1. Few things. Your topic can be ebook uses. Your topic can be online tutorials. Your topic can be analysis of library web. Your topic can be